Presented by the 2015 Honda CR-V, Motor Trend's 2015 Sport Utility of the Year.
Welcome to Rogers Center. It is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of you moms out there. And it is also Josh Donaldson Jersey Giveaway Day. The moms are getting special treatment here at Rogers Center. They have a massage parlor set up, a beauty salon set up. They're getting their nails done. They get their hairs done. Moms are being treated very, very appropriately here today on this Mother's Day. And this is the 10th straight day Major League Baseball has put together the Going to Bat Against Breast Cancer initiative. It supports Stand Up to Cancer and Susan B. Komen for the Cure, a fight against breast cancer. Mother's Day, May 10, 2015. The bases are acknowledging Mother's Day. Jim Thome hit a home run on the first Mother's Day in 2006 for the White Sox, one of his 612 career home runs, and the ballpark is dressed up in pink. Players are acknowledging it. John Farrell and the Boston Red Sox would like to salvage the final game of this three-game series. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Boston Red Sox. Mookie Betts, Dustin Pedroia, then David Ortiz, and you look at his numbers against R.A. Dickey. 8 for 21 with 2 homers and 7 RBIs so far this season. Blue Jays have held Ortiz down pretty quietly. Not so for Pablo Sandoval against the Blue Jays. He's 8 for 18 with 3 RBIs. The switch hitter has really hit the ball well in his first test against the Blue Jays this season.
And on the mound, it'll be the 40-year-old right-hander R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer's making his 7th start of the season. It's his 2nd start against the Red Sox this year. He's recorded 6+ innings in 24 of his last 26 outings. He started off this homestand Monday against the Yankees. He was outstanding, earning the win, going 8 innings, giving up just one earned run. Dickey looking to finish off this homestand for the Blue Jays the way he started it.
Boy, the West Jet flight deck is all decked out in pink, and all the moms are out there enjoying the great day at the ballpark. Should be a full house here on this Mother's Day. Dickey is set. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It is up and in for a ball, and we are underway. This is Mookie Betts. He's got a career-high 7-game hit streak going right now. There's a good knuckler from Dickey. Joe, he's had a good knuckleball all season long.
He has been very good. R.A. will just give you lots of innings, and it's been quality this year. And the last time out is the best we've seen him against the Yankees, and that thing was dancing all over the place.
This is Dickey's 39th start here at Rogers Center since joining the Jays. He's gone 17-11 in those starts. He's stuck a fastball in there for his strike. Dickey sporting the pink spikes. Fouled out of play. Dickey, the only problem he's really had in this ballpark has been giving up the home runs. He's been touched up for 42 home runs in 38 games. He has really held the opponents down. They've hit just .231 against Dickey. Dustin Pedroia is on base. He's reached base 13 times against the Blue Jays. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Popped back out of play. Well, R.A. Dickey, as Joe mentioned, got this homestand started on the right foot. 8 strong innings, picked up his first win of the season, and he'd love to put a capper on this homestand today.
Well, it's all been about starting pitching. I mean, the Blue Jays have gotten it this week. It's brought very nice results. This team has turned it around from a very rough road trip.
There's a drive to center field. Long run for Pilar in the gap. Oh, he had it! And it popped out of his glove when he hit the ground. Mookie Betts will end up at third with a leadoff triple. What an effort once again by Pilar. He dove, had it in his glove, but when he hit the turf, the ball appeared to pop out of his glove.
Fans showing some appreciation to Kevin Pilar in that effort. We have seen Kevin making these highlight reel catches all season long here in this first month. Another great jump, chasing this ball down. It didn't look like he was going to get there at all. He did get there. He caught the baseball, but when he hit the ground, made contact, that jarred it loose out of his glove. He's got it right now until he hits the ground, just rolling out on the warning track.
What an effort by Kevin Pilar. Mookie Betts at third. Dustin Pedroia Bouncing ball. Betts will come in to score. Goins throws to retire Pedroia. And the Red Sox have the first run of the ball game. Pedroia picks up his 14th RBI of the season. Boston has really struggled in the first inning. They've been outscored in the first inning coming into this game 24-9. But Pedroia cashes in the runner from third. This is David Ortiz. We mentioned his career numbers against Dickey. 8 for 21 with a couple of homers. Ortiz lays off that low knuckleball. Mookie Betts scoring the first run of the ball game. That's his first triple of the season. Talking with Victor Rodriguez, the assistant hitting coach. Ortiz takes ball 4, a knuckleball. Well, let's take a look at the defense behind R.A. Dickey in the outfield. Chris Colabello starting in left for the third time. Kevin Pillar's in center. Ezekiel Carrera, the right fielder. Donaldson and Goins. Travis and Encarnacion from third to first. Josh Tolley making his 4th start, catching R.A. Dickey.
Tolley on board after that injury to Deandre Navarro, and he was simply outstanding catching Dickey, especially in that last start against the Yankees here on Monday night.
This is Hanley Ramirez. Dickey's outing last time was unique in that he pitched 8 innings, allowed 3 hits, and didn't strike out a batter. He had 3 walks in that game when he beat the Yankees. That was on Monday. Trying to get zeroed into that strike zone. Hanley Ramirez did not play in the opener of this series. He was dealing with a sore shoulder. Banged it up in Fenway Park on Monday, slamming into the wall down the left field line. There's a high drive down the left field line. It's deep but foul into the second deck. Just a long, loud strike.
Spoke with Josh Tolley about that outing by R.A. Dickey on Monday night, and the one concern that R.A. had, what Josh Tolley told me, is the lack of strikeouts. Not striking a batter out, but Josh said, hey, pitching to contact, missing barrels, tremendous defense played behind R.A. that night, and he'll need that again today. Well,
when Dickey won the Cy Young Award in the National League in 2012, he led the league in strikeouts. And he throws another fastball. That fastball was an important pitch for him in his Cy Young year.
And that's what you have to do, mixing up. You can sneak one in right there, and there's a perfect example right there against a power hitter like Ramirez. You have to locate it, though, because we saw already last year try to sneak some fastballs by people and it didn't go so well.
2-2 pitch. Ortiz at first. Ground ball. Donaldson at third. Goes to second for 1. Back to first, and it's offline. David Ortiz with a hard slide into second. That wasn't a textbook double play ball. It was a slow bounding ball that Donaldson had to wait on, and by the time they got it to second, Ortiz was all over Travis.
Very difficult to turn to on a slowly hit ball. We've seen Devin Travis get blown up at second base a few times this year. I think he was more anticipating a tough slide right there from Ortiz. I think Devin had a little extra time than he thought. Ortiz really wasn't even there yet, but he rushed that throw, and that sent it flying past Edwin at first.
So Ortiz out 5-4 on the fielder's choice. Now it'll be Pablo Sandoval. Sandoval, the third baseman. He's hit just 188 in his head-to-head matchups with R.A. Dickey. 3 for 18. Ball and a strike. There's a drive down the right side. That's going to drop in fair territory. Carrera will play it off the wall, and Ramirez will stop at third. Sandoval with a double. Now the ball gets away, and Ramirez came around as if he were going to try to score, but Encarnacion kept his eye on him. So Sandoval continues to hit well against the Blue Jays. That's his 5th double of the season in his 9th hit against the Jays.
The good news for RA here, this knuckleball gets hit pretty hard to right field. Carrera is able to pick it up off the wall and right, but when that ball came home, it got past the first cutoff man, which is Devin Travis, the second baseman. They've got a double cut set up, but good thing Edwin was there. Hanley straying off third a little too far. Edwin almost had a shot at him.
Big situation for Dickey here in the first. Runners at second and third. Mike Napoli, the first baseman. Napoli hitting just 165 for the season. Has really had problems with runners in scoring position. Napoli hitting just 120 with runners in scoring position, and there's a good knuckler for a strike.
And so have the Red Sox as a team in this offensive drought they've been experiencing. It started better early in the season, but see the struggles of Napoli in these big situations, especially with 2 outs here. Big time for RA to escape some trouble.
There's a deep fly ball to left center. Pilar will watch this one go into the seats. Mike Napoli with a 3-run homer here in the first. Napoli's 12th career home run here at Rogers Center. Just his 3rd homer of the season.
You talked about it earlier, Buck. That's the one thing with Dickey and the knuckleball. If they square them up, they go an awful long ways. Hitters will tell you that. They don't like hitting against knuckleballers, but if they square them up, look at this pitch. It just floats and stays up in the zone. That's the killer for Dickey. Doesn't get the movement. If he gets behind the baseball and pushes it a little bit, hangs up in the zone. This is a ball that hitters feast on against the knuckleballer. Generally, hitters will look for the ball up. If you start hitting, going after the balls down against knuckleballers, you're in big trouble. That's where a lot of the movement takes place.
Napoli, with 3 RBIs, has 10 for the season. He cashed into 2 runners. This is Bogaerts. He pops it up on the infield. Shortstop Ryan Goins calls for it, and Boston has jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Dustin Pedroia drives in Mookie Betts, who started it all with a triple. Kevin Pilar with a terrific effort has it, and then it pops out of his glove for the triple to Betts. The Red Sox scored 4 in their half of the first inning. Mike Napoli with a 3-run home run. Let's take a look at the Blue Jays lineup, and they have been scoring runs. No problem with that. Devin Travis, top of the order. Then Josh Donaldson. You see he's put up big numbers against the Red Sox this season. 2 homers and 4 RBIs. And down in the number 9 spot, Ryan Goins has hit well against Clay Buchholz, the Red Sox starter this afternoon. So the Blue Jays, they got a little work to do. They trail 4-0 as they come to the plate in the bottom of the first against Clay Buchholz.
The 30-year-old right-hander is making his 7th start of the season. He leads all American League pitchers in strikeouts per 9-inning ratio. However, he's had his struggles to find any consistency this year overall. His last game was against the Rays down in Tampa and went 6 1/3, giving up 5 earned runs. Did strike out 7.
Buchholz misses with the first pitch to Devin Travis. Big thing for the Blue Jays, they can't try to get them all back in one inning. Got a lot of time. 284 for Travis on the season. 2-0. The Blue Jays roughed up Clay Buchholz the last time he faced him at Fenway Park. He lasted just 2 2/3, gave up 5 runs on 6 hits. There's a strike right at the top of the zone. Sandy Leon is catching today. The rookie Blake Swihart caught the first 2 games. Leon gets the nod today, and he's decked out in pink. Travis pops it out of play. Devin Travis going through a little rough stretch right here for the first time in his young career. What have you seen, Joe?
Well, I think he's doing a lot of chasing. The league has made some adjustments to him. He's getting a lot of breaking balls, especially from the right-handers. Off-speed going away, and he's continuing to chase it. He's going to have to be more disciplined, identify those pitches, and lay off the ones out of the zone.
Full count.
Spoke to Devin about that the other day, and it's one thing he said, identifying the pitch is a great thing, but sometimes he's identifying it and swinging anyway just because he did identify the spin on the baseball instead of laying off the ones. Hard enough to hit those pitches on the plate, let alone expanding your zone and trying to hit balls that are away.
Leadoff walk for Travis. Defensively for the Red Sox, they've made a couple of roster moves. Hanley Ramirez is in left. Mookie Betts in center. Jackie Bradley Jr. has just rejoined the Red Sox from the minor leagues. Sandoval Bogarts on the left side. Pedroia Napoli on the right side. And we mentioned Sandy Leon behind the plate for Clay Buchholz.
8th game behind the plate, starting for Leon, and he was acquired by the Washington Nationals at the end of spring training. They had that injury to Christian Vasquez with the Tommy John surgery, and now Ryan Hannigan out, so he and Blake Swihart are going to share some duties for a while.
Buchholz always throws to first a lot. Just kind of a mechanism he uses to gather his thoughts, I'm sure. Travis is 2 for 2 in steals, but certainly not a running situation here in the first. Inside, Josh Donaldson. Big numbers against the Red Sox. 8 for 21 this season. He's got a pair of home runs against Boston. He hit his 7th home run here on Friday night in the first inning. Bouncing ball. Sandoval goes to second for 1. Pedroia turns it. A double play. Travis bearing down on Pedroia. Sandoval gave Pedroia a good feed at second, and they turned the double play.
See the approval Sandoval gives. Big play right here by a third baseman to give the second baseman a good feed. That's Devin Travis playing the game hard. He's taking out a second baseman that he would really like to emulate in his career. He's talked to Dustin Pedroia. Just loves the way he plays the game, and we're seeing a lot of the same from Travis early in his career.
Napoli maintained contact with the bag at first. The Blue Jays were having a look at that in their video room, but they decided not to challenge the call. 2 outs. Jose Bautista. Jose starting to swing the bat, still dealing with that sore right shoulder. Bautista on this homestand, 286, but he's got a triple. He's 4 for 14.
That's that little cutter from Clay Buchholz, and he will go to it a lot. It's going to be right around that 88-mile-per-hour range, but that's a pitch if Jose's looking for it. He can hit a long ways. Not good location for Buchholz right there.
breaking ball backed up way inside. Fans reacting as if it was intentional, but obviously it was a breaking ball. Got away from Buchholz.
Buchholz has been successful. He's had that over-the-top 12-6 curveball. It's been a very good pitch for him and just hasn't had the same depth.
That's a better breaking ball than Buchholz wanted that. It's now 3-1. Buchholz coming inside. He shook to the inside pitch. And he missed outside. 2 walks in the inning. We mentioned Clay Buchholz during the open, how he was a dominant pitcher when he first came up. In fact, he threw a no-hitter in his second big league game. But since 2013, when he suffered a shoulder and neck injury, he hasn't been the same pitcher.
And he's really been a mystery to the Red Sox. Talk to anybody over there with Boston, and they just don't know. Clay says that he's 100% healthy. There's been no ramifications from that injury in 2013, but clearly just not the same pitcher. Talk about that curveball, it's lost its bite. Location, that sinking ball. When you're not getting your movement and location, you're going to be in trouble, especially against potent offenses like the Blue Jays.
Edwin Encarnacion snapped a 16-game home run drought yesterday in the 4th inning with a 3-run homer. He reached base 4 of the 5 plate appearances. Had a couple of walks, a couple of hits, and a strikeout. He and Bautista were on base all afternoon. Edwin's had a good homestand. He's hit .353 for the 5 games. Joe, one thing Edwin has done is he's been more selective recently, and that's why the average has come up.
I think Edwin was really through his struggles. He was getting frustrated too. He's getting picked very tough, getting a lot of pitches like that we just saw on the outside corner and off. It got to a point where he just expanded his own and started chasing that stuff.
Lays off that borderline pitch.
Both of those last 2 pitches are pitches that Edwin was swinging at routinely and regularly, and that's one thing when a hitter like this with his abilities brings that ball back in the zone. He forces pitchers now to bring that ball back onto the plate. That's when he's going to do his damage.
Kevin Pillar on deck. 3-0. Bautista at first. 2 outs. That's not a pitch you want to swing at, obviously, on a 3-0 count. Buchholz is making his 14th start in this ballpark. He's given up just 2 home runs,
which is very impressive for this ballpark. We know the ball travels here, and we saw that in the top of the 1st inning.
He takes a walk. 3 walks in the inning. The Blue Jays have really been racking up the runs. They lead the majors in runs, and they lead the majors in 7+ run games. They've had 11 such games. They're 1 ahead of the Dodgers and the A's.
And when you see those numbers, the players in that dugout know all about those numbers. They do not feel threatened at all. Being down 4 early, they know it's a long ball game, and the guy in the mound has to know that too. Go up and try to put some zeros, and those guys in the dugout with the bats will get you back in this ball game.
Kevin Pillar batting with 2 aboard. First pitch strike for Buchholz.
Kevin Pillar taking over that spot we've seen Russell Martin in recently, and with the walks to Bautista and Encarnacion, this is that pass the baton sort of thing we've been taking, but they've lost that offense from Russell today, getting the day off.
Bouncing ball, that'll end the inning. Sandoval steps on the bag. Buchholz gets out of it despite walking 3 in the 1st.
The league went to the pink bats for Mother's Day to raise awareness for cancer research, but they actually got the idea from the NHL. They had actually used some pink hockey sticks. However, baseball took this to a completely new level. They went to the baseball, as we're seeing here today. It's all in pink lacing. And as far as what else they're using, we see some pink cleats, we see pink armbands, and then there's Josh Tolley, who was given this mask right here that is pink as well. Now, Josh is not wearing the mask today. He says while he likes it, he has to stick with the comfort that he's had with the mask he's been wearing all season long. But Mother's Day pink all around the ballpark here this afternoon, guys.
Great job, Barry, as Jackie Bradley Jr. grounds out to first base. And you can understand Tolley wanting to make sure he keeps that normal mask on, but all the bats have been designated as Mother's Day bats. They've got the breast awareness pink ribbon from Major League Baseball on the bats, and all of these items will be auctioned off at MLB.com auction for raising funds for the fight against breast cancer. It is Mother's Day, and all the players, of course, want to acknowledge their mothers, and we'd like to do the same. I want to say happy Mother's Day to my wife, Arlene. I know your family's here with you, Joe.
My wife, Tamara, is here with my two daughters, but happy birthday to my mother, happy Mother's Day to my mother, who I know is watching in Windsor.
That's awesome. Ball on the strike, one out. This is Sandy Leon. As Joe mentioned, they picked up Leon from the Nationals. 30th of March, I had the bad news about Christian Vasquez, their starter a year ago. He underwent Tommy John surgery. This is popped up behind home. It'll be out of play over the screen. Leon is from Venezuela. He was born in Maracaibo, still makes his home in Maracaibo, Venezuela. He signed originally by the Nationals. There's a line drive to right. That'll get down in front of Carrera. A one-out single for Leon. Back to the top of the order. Mookie Betts extended his hit streak to a career-high 8 games. He had a triple in the alley in right center. Kevin Pillar made a valiant effort to catch it. Actually had it in his glove, but when he hit the turf, the ball popped out of his glove for a triple. Inside. Mookie Betts takes a mighty hack for a little guy. He really has terrific bat speed. He's listed at 5'9" and weighs 180 pounds, but he generates a lot of bat speed.
Big prospect for the Red Sox. They really like what they see out of this young man. Off to a pretty good start. Had his struggles early, but he's really been hot lately.
Just 22 years old. Made his debut last year as a 21-year-old and hit .291. He's a converted second baseman. He's playing in center field and appears to be very comfortable. Jackie Bradley Jr., who just rejoined the Red Sox, is a terrific center fielder. But Bradley last year hit just .198 in center. So he didn't break with the team this year. He's just been called up today. It's going to be interesting what the Red Sox do with their roster, given the fact that Shane Victorino is reportedly joining Boston here and will fly out to the West Coast, Oakland and Seattle, and be activated on Monday.
Talked about that in spring training. They had this overabundance of outfielders, just not enough spots. The Red Sox sent Alan Craig down.
Alan Craig was sent to AAA Pawtucket. He's got options left, so the Red Sox on the hook for $26.5 million of the contract to Alan Craig, and he is in AAA right now.
John Farrell trying to reconfigure this roster, do what he can to change their fortunes. Just not playing good baseball on either side of it right now.
2-2 to Betts. On the ground, Travis will go to second for one. Back to first, not nearly in time. Betts can scoop. Devin Travis and Ryan Goins have terrific range up the middle.
Here's the defense we were talking about behind R.A. Dickey. Travis ranging to his left, but how about throwing a strike to Ryan Goins? Anybody else running? This is a double play. Just an outstanding turn by Goins at second. These two guys have been marvelous in the middle for the Blue Jays.
Well, Dickey now, he's got to keep his eye on Mookie Betts. Betts is 5 for 6 in steals so far this year. Dustin Pedroia drove in the first run of the game with a fielder's choice. He had a ground down.
It's a good matchup right here because R.A. Dickey does a great job holding runners, but we'll see if Betts takes a shot.
He's got a very quick move as well. Dickey picked up Jacoby Ellsbury in the first series of the season in New York.
See what the veteran Dickey will do too. When he comes set in that set position, he'll hold that ball or change up the time that he holds that ball each time, not allowing Betts to time him to get a good jump. Sometimes he'll come set and go quickly to the plate. Other times you'll see him hold for maybe 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, mixing it up.
R.A. Dickey is a pretty good baseball player. He understands the game very well. He was a good college pitcher at Tennessee, a conventional pitcher at that time. He's a terrific fielder. He's a Gold Glove winner. There goes Betts. He got a good jump, and it's over Travis's glove into center. It'll be a base hit for Pedroia. As Betts was on the move, Travis was right there, but he jumped, and it was over his head into center field. Mookie Betts took off on the pitch. He ends up at third base.
Good piece of hit by Pedroia. The runner moving on the pitch. If it's caught, it's a double play, but just over the glove. Tolley and Dickey trying to help Devin get up a little bit higher.
Well, isn't that a natural reaction? You've done it. I've done it.
Absolutely.
Everybody, jump, help, get him up there.
Get up there.
So it's 2 down now, first and third. David Ortiz walked his first time up. Boston has a 4-0 lead. They have 5 hits already against R.A. Dickey. Ground ball. Goins from the second base side of the bag throws out Ortiz, and the Red Sox will leave a pair. R.A. Dickey gets out of the second.
For on-demand and true HD, real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, widget, and much more. MLB.TV Premium includes a free At-Bat 15 subscription. Watch baseball at home, at the office, or on the go. Season-long subscription packages are available. Visit BlueJays.com for more. Buck?
Well, the moms today here at Rogers Center getting special treatment, and rightly so. Blue Jays done a great job of making the experience a special one for all the women here on Mother's Day. Chris Colabello in the 6th spot goes after that first pitch. Colabello yesterday 0 for 2. He walked and had a strikeout. On Friday night he was 1 for 4 with a home run. He had a solo home run in the 2nd. Little looper, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Colabello aboard with a leadoff single.
Save during the Lawn and Garden Expert Sale. Only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Mom with a couple of kids waiting to go inside Rogers Center and check out this ball game. It's the final game of a 6-game homestand for the Jays. They had won 4 of the first 5. It's Ezekiel Carrera, the right fielder. Sandoval's guarding against the bunt at 3rd. Carrera's had a nice homestand. He's got 4 RBIs on the homestand.
Brings that threat of a bunt too with his speed. Sandoval playing in.
Ball on the strike. Blue Jays number 7 hitter Josh Tolley, the catcher, is next. All season long, the bottom of this batting order has done a nice job of turning the lineup over, getting back to those big bats top of the order.
Carrera and his speed, it brings that third baseman in. Now he can possibly slap one by Sandoval at 3rd.
2-1.
That's what speed will do. It'll make you, that defense, think about what you may do. Blue Jays down 4 here early. Doesn't mean they won't put a sacrifice bunt down, but I think more so the threat of a bunt for a base hit for Carrera. So Sandoval has to honor that at 3rd. See how shallow he's playing.
Colabello, not a base stealer by any means. He has 1 stolen base.
You said it earlier, Buck. You see Buchholz throw over to first on occasion. The runners aren't even really off the bag. I think he's just predetermined to do it on those occasions.
Foul back. I think it's just an opportunity to gather his thoughts. He might have some questions about a particular pitch, or maybe he didn't have a good grip on the baseball, and he'll go to first. He does it a lot. Yeah,
I've seen it a lot. And most times you'll see that it's not really a base stealing threat on first base. Not even necessarily a long lead. I've seen him throw over there with the runner still at the bag. Gives him a chance to reboot, maybe get a grip on the ball.
2-2 to Carrera. Strike 3 called. Lance Barksdale rings up Cabrera on that inside pitch. It's the first strikeout for Buchholz.
Good fastball here by Buchholz, and that's that 2-seamer that you start inside on a left-hander. Watch this ball come back out over the plate as a left-handed batter. That ball's coming at your front elbow. You give up on it. That late movement. Quality pitch right there by Buchholz.
Josh Tolley steps in. Carrera called out on strikes. Tolley making his 4th start of the season. He did not break with the Blue Jays. He started out the season in AAA Buffalo. Way inside. In case you haven't heard, Blue Jays made a roster move this morning. They disabled Michael Saunders, still battling that knee, and have called up and purchased from the minor leagues Steve Tollison, who's on the right of your screen. Tollison was at AAA for the last 2 games, actually got 9 at bats in 2 games, so he has tried to shake some of the rust off. Totally chases a bad pitch, and he knew it a little bit upstairs. The Blue Jays are trying to sweep the Red Sox. It would be their 2nd series sweep of the season. They did the same to the Orioles here at Rogers Center back in April.
Just playing better baseball all around. It all starts with pitching, what they've done this homestand. Get the bat swinging out like they have been all season as well. It's a great combination to get hot.
Totally wouldn't swing at it a second time.
That same pitch that he got Ezekiel Carrera on, the hitter before. Right-handers love to do that. It's that little swing back slider, especially when it's 90 to 92. Left-handed hitter gives up on it.
Bouncing ball. Pedroia takes the big hop, flips to Bogarts, back to first in time. Tolley hits into a double play. Second double play turned by Boston so far this afternoon.
We're happy to be joined by a very proud mother, Tammy Travis, mother of Devin Travis. Tammy, I understand that you and Devin have quite a connection when it comes to baseball. Tell us when that all began with you and him.
It started when Devin was probably, well, I can say probably from a baby, but when it initially started, he was about 4 years old. We found a league that would allow him to participate due to his age. He was supposed to be 5, and he actually was very good. And just continued every season. He just couldn't wait for the next season, which led into travel and then into high school and on into college, and here we are.
What has this been like to go through for you and Tony, to see him from the time the trade was made to where he is right now?
Very exciting for us, for Devin to be allowed to, or given, I should say, the opportunity to play the game that he loves the most. So, very exciting.
I'm sure you've had many opportunities to spend Mother's Day with Devin, but could you think of any better way than to be able to watch him play here at the ballpark today?
This is special.
Well, listen, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your Mother's Day, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, there's Tammy Travis, very proud mother of Devin. Buck?
Good job, Barry. Hannah Ramirez bounces it to shortstop. Goins throws him out. 1 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Boy, the Orioles have absolutely worn out Yankee pitching at Yankee Stadium. That home run today is their 23rd home run in their last 13 games.
They are coming on hard. Slow start for the Orioles this year.
Well, they're starting to get their players back, and J.J. Hart is an important part of their offense, their shortstop. But they have really worn out Yankee pitching at Yankee Stadium this summer. Jimmy Paredes, Chris Davis, and Alejandro De Aza all homered off of Chase Whitley in their win over the Yankees yesterday. Another bouncing ball. Big hop for Devin Travis. The Blue Jays had gone through 31 straight innings without allowing a home run before Mike Napoli stepped to the plate in the first.
When he took advantage of a hanging flat knuckleball from R.A. Dickey, and this is what happens to R.A. when he leaves that ball up in the zone. Gets under the baseball just a bit, and it becomes a bit of a push for Dickey. When that ball's up in the zone, it flattens out a little bit, and Napoli took advantage of that mistake.
2 outs for Napoli, his 3rd home run of the season. He's been a mystery to the Red Sox as to what happened to the power, where the RBIs, but he's just gotten off to a bit of a slow start. Laying off that high pitch.
Dickey still trying to sneak a fastball in there on occasion. That one misses up and away.
The Blue Jays have won 4 games on this homestand, and all of the wins have been picked up by the starters. And that's how you put winning streaks together.
Well, this team is going to hit, and I think John Gibbons knows that, but Pete Walker very happy with the performance of his starters this week here in Toronto.
Three and 1 now to Napoli.
And then it helps when you do go to that bullpen that those guys start performing. They were off to a slow start this season as well.
There's ball 4 to the Red Sox first baseman. Second walk issued by R.A. Dickey. Comes with 2 outs. This is the shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts popped out to end the first. Dickey hasn't had the same command of the strike zone we saw in his last start on Monday here. And that's the challenge for a knuckleball pitcher. You just don't know what it's going to be from pitch to pitch, inning to inning, and game to game.
It's just very unpredictable, uncontrollable. R.A. Dickey will tell you that, like a traditional pitcher that knows what a pitch feels like when it leaves its hand, he can have that feeling out of the hand that gets great, but by the time that ball gets to home plate, he just does not know which way it's going to go. It may take off right, left, up, down. But Pete Walker will talk about his pitching mechanics, and just because he's a knuckleballer does not make him exempt from proper pitching mechanics. He really has to use his bottom half, his legs. Very important to have that strong base so that he doesn't jump out with that front side and make it a push.
Fly ball to right. Carrera is there, and the inning is over. Bogaerts flies out to right to end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Ryan Goins will lead things off against Buchholz when we come back.
Pay special tribute to the Canadian Forces, and today we salute Captain Natalie Daly. In 2013, she deployed to Afghanistan for 6 months, and today she's here celebrating Mother's Day with her 4 children. Today's Sunday salute, Captain Natalie Daly.
Fans, please help us wish a very happy Mother's Day to Captain Natalie Daly.
Great opportunity for Captain Daly to share this moment with her family, and Mark Willie, as he always does, out to honor the Sunday salute participants. Ryan Goins, the number 9 hitter, takes the first pitch strike. Goins has really hit well against Buchholz. He's 7 for 14 for his career.
Just must pick up the ball out of his hand very well. Some hitters will tell you that they just see the baseball better than others.
2 good pitches, and Goins is behind 0-2.
Could be a pitcher's delivery, sometimes the size of a pitcher. We talked about Michael Pineda, 6'7" from the Yankees. Very difficult for a lot of Blue Jays hitters to pick up the ball out of his hand. Goins obviously seeing it well against Buchholz.
Ground ball. Pedroia is right there. Goins is retired. Well, the Red Sox jumped out to a 4-0 lead, and that's really important when you look back over their last 15 games. The opponents have scored 12 times first in those ball games, and the Red Sox haven't fared well when the opponents score first over the last 2 seasons. Boston has a record of 27-81 when their opponents score first. Devin Travis with his mother here.
You know, those Red Sox hitters spotted Buchholz to a 4-0 lead at Fenway Park back on the 28th before the Blue Jays came back. So as we said, a lot of ball game left, but Buchholz looks like he's getting into a bit of a groove here.
Ball on the strike to the Blue Jays second baseman.
The Red Sox will continue to say they just can't figure out. They don't know which Clay Buchholz is going to show up. He's got good stuff at times, but other days not so good.
And you can see he's a bit frustrated in his own inability to pound that strike zone. He's got a comfortable lead here. He came into the big leagues and really got off to a great start. You mentioned he threw a no-hitter against the Orioles in his second big league game at Fenway Park.
Easy game, right?
Little chopper off the third base side of the mound. Buchholz makes a good play. 2 down. Well, Josh Donaldson has really fallen in love with his new home ballpark. When you look at home improvement and home ballparks compared to last year playing in Oakland and this year here in Toronto, his numbers are dramatically better.
And you think of O.Co Coliseum in Oakland, lots of foul territory. You hear hitters complain about that at all. The ball does not travel well, so some of those balls that you may get out of the ballpark are outs. But here in Toronto, he's also found out that you can go the other way and still hit for power the other way, so he's really using the whole field here in Toronto, and very successful start.
Ground ball right to the shortstop. 3 ground ball outs for the Blue Jays in their half of the third. Just 8 pitches for Clay Buchholz.
Presented by the 2015 Honda CR-V, Motor Trend's 2015 Sport Utility of the Year.
It is Mother's Day, and the Blue Jays have done a great job of treating mothers to some beautiful treatments. They're getting their nails done, their hair done. There's a massage station. It's been a great afternoon for mothers here at Rogers Center. Jackie Bradley Jr. grounded out to first, his first time up. Ground ball off the glove of Encarnacion. He stays with it. Dickey is there and just in time to get Bradley. One out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Wandy Rodriguez has thrown 3 1/3 of no-hit ball. He hasn't walked a batter and struck out 2 so far. Jake Odorizzi on the mound for Tampa Bay. Sandy Leon single to right his first time up. Ground ball. He got jammed with that knuckleball. Easy play for Travis. 2 down. Well, both pitchers appear to have settled in now after that first inning. Boston scored 4 runs on 3 hits in the first.
Such a big at-bat for R.A. back in that first inning. Mike Napoli taking him deep on a 1-1 knuckleball that he just left up in the zone. If he can get out of that inning, really it's just the Mookie Betts triple that would have done the damage, but Blue Jays have a little bit of a mountain to climb now against Buchholz.
Mookie Betts has been on base twice. He had a leadoff triple in the first inning, reached on a fielder's choice in the second. We mentioned pitch to pitch, inning to inning. Now the knuckleball is starting to move a little bit better.
He might be finding his groove right now. And again, you could be making an adjustment as a pitcher. We talk about traditional pitchers. Well, knuckleballers are no different. In between innings, having chats with Pete Walker.
There's a fly ball to right. Carrera makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down. The Red Sox retired on 9 pitches. So now it's time for the Blue Jay hitters to do something. It's Bautista, Encarnacion, and Kevin Pillar, the meat of the Blue Jays order. Bautista and Edwin Encarnacion, the number 3 and 4 hitters in the lineup. Combined, they got off to a slow start in April, but boy, they've picked things up here in the month of May.
Well, they sure have. And the good news for the Blue Jays is that they're still scoring runs without the production from Edwin and Jose. Now that they're starting to heat up here, it's going to be a different story. These are two of the key cogs in this wheel. Josh Donaldson added to this very potent lineup, and this is one of the better middle of the lineups in all of baseball.
They can certainly erase a 4-run deficit in a hurry. That's where they stand. They're down 4-0 to Clay Buchholz. Bautista and Edwin both walked in the first. 3 walks issued by Buchholz, but he got a double play that had an impact in keeping the Jays off the scoreboard.
See Jose smacking that front leg, just reminding himself to stay back. Don't be jumping out there on that front side too early.
Off the end of the bat, Buchholz had a little spin on that, and he made sure he cradled it and tosses to first. 1 down. Edwin Encarnacion hit his first home run in 16 games yesterday. Still has decent numbers, 5 homers and 18 RBIs. Bautista, you can see he was a little frustrated with his last at bat.
He's really just not picking up that curveball from Buchholz. We saw it in the first at bat with him flinching. Did it again in his second at bat.
Mighty cut 0-2 now to Encarnacion. There's a little looper. That's going to drop over the head of the second baseman into center field for Encarnacion. An 0-2 base hit.
Save during the Lawn and Garden Expert Sale. Only at Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Lots of moms being treated to a special day here at Rogers Center. Great opportunity to come down and enjoy the ballpark and all of the great events that have been set up for the moms here. Says Kevin Pillar. Pillar grounded into a fielder's choice.
That's the little cutter from Clay Buchholz. His fastball will be around 91, 92. He's got the over-the-top curveball. We've seen it. That's the little cutter, and he's also mixing in a changeup, using all 4 pitches to keep these Blue Jays off balance here early in the ballgame.
This is popped into the seats out of play. Blue Jays just 2 hits so far. Colomelo a leadoff single in the second, and Edwin the 1-out single here in the fourth. There's a ball that's going to be gloved by Pedroia. He makes a terrific play. Takes a hit away from Kevin Pillar. And there's another example of how the ball on this new turf gets slowed down and enabled Pedroia to get to it. And he made a nice play.
Well, you don't want to give Dustin Pedroia an advantage. Watch Kevin Pillar there. He thinks he's got a base hit. He's rounding first base, and he said, uh-oh, he made the play. Kevin Pillar was veering out of the batter's box, thinking he had a base hit to right field, but Dustin Pedroia does not give up on this ball. Nice angle that he takes to that ball. How about the off-balance throw?
Chris Colomelo with Encarnacion at second. Fouls that one right off the catcher's mask.
Oh, he crossed him up there. Sandy Leon was bailing out of the way.
He was going down to catch a breaking ball, and Buchholz threw him a fastball.
They can have a little chuckle about it now. Nobody got hurt, but watch him waiting for that breaking ball, and he was just getting out of there. He almost really hurt himself by turning his head.
Yeah, obviously there's no protection with that mask if you turn your head. But he was anticipating a breaking ball and really just put his hands up in defense, and he's kind of fortunate that it was fouled off.
Pitchers and catchers will use a sequence of signs with a runner on second base so that that runner cannot pick up what the pitch is going to be and relay it to the hitter. Haven't been a lot of Blue Jays on second base, but all it takes is for one little misinterpretation or cross up, somebody get hurt.
Oh, that's a hanging breaking ball. It was just a little bit too far inside for Colabello.
And really, this is what we've seen from Buchholz, and I think it's been the story of his inconsistencies overall this season. He can be very good. We've seen some great curveballs from him today, but then we see those backup hangers.
Tough pitch down and away, and Colabello's behind 1-2. Colabello's got good power to all fields. He had his home run here on Friday night to right center. It's off Wade Miley. And the Red Sox in the outfield are favoring right center. And got him shifted in that direction. Well, there is a mile between the left fielder Hanley Ramirez and Mookie Betts. Colabello hangs in against that off-speed pitch.
Catchers will use different series of signs to keep it simple, and on the minor league some kids will just say second sign. If you shake, it'll be the first sign, but the big leagues you have to get a little bit more tricky with a runner on second base possibly peeking in. Go first sign after two. You can go ahead, behind, even. If you're ahead of the count, it's first sign. If you're behind in the count, it's second sign. Or if you're even the count, it's third sign. A lot of different ways to disguise your signs.
There's a base hit to center field. Encarnacion's being waved around. Here's the throw from Mookie Betts. It is offline, and the Blue Jays are on the board. Chris Colabello with his 4th RBI. Colabello has been a good hitter for a long time. He just hasn't had too many opportunities in the big leagues.
No, and he got one of these hangers for Buchholz. You see where it was? It stayed up and in right around the middle of the plate. Colabello jumped all over it. No chance for Betts. Edwin cruising around third base. Good piece of hitting again by Colabello. In his first at-bat, we saw him go the other way, really just pulling his hands inside. Did the same thing here as that curveball backed up in the inner half.
It's a 4-1 game now with Ezekiel Carrera at the plate. Looking fastball and got the changeup.
That's a big 2-out hit for Colabello and the Blue Jays. It just gives those guys in the dugout now a feeling like, okay, we're getting to him now. We broke the goose egg. Now it's R.A. Dickey's job to continue putting up zeros to give his offense a chance to come back.
Carrera caught looking at strike 3, an inside fastball in his only at bat. He had a double in the 7th inning in yesterday's game to extend the Blue Jays' streak to 28 straight games with a double. That is a foul ball. So now here's where Carrera just has to really battle with 2 strikes, and he got caught taking that inside fastball from Buchholz in his first at bat.
And it seems as though when we see the cutter from Buchholz, it's usually against the right-handed batters that he's trying to cut it away from them onto that outside corner. With the left-handed batters, we're seeing more of the two-seam fastball, working it in and bringing it over to the inside corner, like the way he got Carrera in his first at bat. But as a hitter, Carrera has to remember, too, the first pitch changeup that he got from Buchholz. Lots to cover here when a pitcher's on with his pitches.
Changeup off the plate. Buchholz got a nice defensive play from Dustin Pedroia in this inning. Took a hit away from Kevin Pillar. No telling where the Blue Jays would be had it not been for the effort by Pedroia. Bouncing ball. Pedroia will come into the baseline and throw Carrera out, but the Blue Jays get on the board. They score a run on 2 hits and leave a runner. Buchholz may have hurt himself. It's 4-1 Boston. Now it's time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zorn. On that last pitch he threw, he felt something when he tried to break toward first. It looks like he's trying to test out his left knee right there, but watch his reaction.
Really extends right there with that left leg, I would say, more than anything, coming off that mound, coming off the downslope of that mound. Sometimes it's almost like coming down a stair where you miss your step a little bit, could have hyperextended something. We'll keep an eye on him and see if he comes back.
He's still trying to feel right in that dugout. Trying to walk it off. Dustin Pedroia, the number 2 hitter. Ground ball. Backhanded by Donaldson. Strong throw in time. 1 down. 5 straight retired by Dickey.
Well, R.A. knows this better than anyone. He needs to continue to put up zeros. We talk about it all game. When you give up 4 in the first inning against this Red Sox team, see, Clay Buchholz has not moved. Continues to bounce around there. Not getting a whole lot of attention from his trainers, but it's something with his leg. He'll keep walking around until it feels right.
Yeah, he just hasn't really sat down. He's just trying to move around, make sure everything is okay, but there's something he's concerned about.
Maybe he's waiting for the trainer to ask him if he's okay.
Ortiz behind 0-2. Dickey has retired 8 of the last 9 Red Sox batter. Only the 2-out walk to Napoli reached. Boston has lost 7 of their last 8. Popped up, back behind home and out of play. The Blue Jays will leave town after this game and fly to Baltimore. It'll be the first time the Orioles are playing a home game since they canceled those games against the White Sox. And then after 3 games in Baltimore, John Gibbons gets to go home to Texas. Blue Jays will be in Houston for 4. Houston Astros, 9 games over 500, 20-11. They have a 6-game lead over the Angels in the AL West.
I'd have to say that's one of the big surprises in baseball, wouldn't you?
No question about it. Little looper into the right field. Devin Travis was deep and makes the catch. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Michael Pineda has allowed 4 hits. He hasn't walked a batter and struck out 9 in 4 innings.
He's got good stuff. We saw him here this past week. Everything's moving. Everything's coming down. He's a big man. Not a lot of solid contact.
Well, you talk about surprises. How about the Yankees? The Yankees have a 2-game lead in the AL East. They are 19-12. And the biggest surprise of all might be Alex Rodriguez and his production.
Oh, it sure is, and I think that's one thing all spring training long. They didn't want the distraction. They didn't want to hear all this, but Alex Rodriguez is simply performing, really contributing with that offense.
And Ramirez rips it to left field. A 2-out single for Ramirez. Ramirez aboard. You take a look at the Yankees. They're 2 games up on the Rays. Blue Jays a game over 500, 3 back in Baltimore and Boston bringing up the rear. And nobody really had a real good feel about this division. Baltimore, I don't think they're really concerned in Baltimore except for the fact their pitchers haven't pitched well.
Not as well as they did last year. I think that's going to be the big question.
There's a drive. Pablo Sandoval has hit it deep to right, and this ball is gone. Sandoval, a 2-run home run, his 3rd home run of the season. And after the Blue Jays scored a run, Boston answers with 2 of their own here in the 5th.
Well, this is a very potent lineup that just really has had its struggles early in the season, but when these guys heat up, it could be very interesting. And RA gets beat by the long ball once again. This time it's Pablo Sandoval. Watch this knuckleball. Sandoval comes down, but not down enough. But a left-handed hitter likes to go down and get it, and that's exactly what he did. That was liftoff.
(6-1) Boston. Sandoval 2 RBIs. He has 14 on the season. 2nd home run for the Red Sox this afternoon. Mike Napoli at the plate hit the other in the 1st.
Left-handed hitters generally like the ball down, and you can see Sandoval go down and get it much better as a left-handed batter than right. Lefties like to go down and get that ball. Why are they traditionally low ball hitters? Well, a lot of times for some reason as left-handed hitters the barrel goes straight down. Right-handers traditionally more right-handed dominant seem to be able to get on top of the baseball and handle the ball up in the zone a little bit better.
That's a pretty good pitch that Nicky didn't get to call on. 3-1. Napoli walks for a 2nd straight time. He gets a 2-out walk here in the 5th. Pete Walker going to the phone and get somebody warming up in the bullpen. Dane Johnson on the other end. Down and away. Jeff Francis, left-hander, starting to loosen up. Bogarts waits on that knuckleball but fouls it out of play. Bogarts has popped out and flied out.
Well, it's the veterans that have done the damage against Dickey today. The 3-run homer by Napoli in the 1st, and he's had a quiet season. He's had his struggles. Came up big for Boston early.
This is popped up on the infield. Evan Travis, the 2nd baseman, calls for it. Bogarts is retired. But after the Blue Jays scored a run in the bottom of the fourth, Boston answers with two of their own. Pablo Sandoval, a two-run home run to right, his third of the season. Red Sox lead at 6-1.
Calendar to yours and never miss a game. Subscribe today at sportsnet.ca/reminder or by tweeting #schedule to @sportsnet. And Buck, it looks like Clay Buchholz is still being bothered by that leg.
Yeah, Barry, you're right. The training staff has come out. John Farrell, the manager, has come out as well. And he threw a couple pitches, and then the trainer came out and brought the manager with him. I'm not sure what it is, obviously, but in the final pitch of the fourth inning, he appeared to feel something on his left side, and evidently he says he's okay. A couple more pitches to confirm that, and he will continue.
Most pitchers are not going to tell you what is wrong or that it's hurting as much as it is, so Clay Buchholz is trying to battle through this, especially with that 6-1 lead. He's feeling in command today.
Well, it's almost like the NHL. That's a lower body injury.
Lower extremities.
No, he's got to complete this fifth inning to qualify for a win. He's got a 5-run lead. Josh Tolley grounded into a double play his first time up.
Buchholz has been in a little bit of a drought, hasn't had a win since opening day at Philly when he went 7 shutout innings.
This is the warm-up session, and you can see he felt something after that pitch, and then the catcher calls for the trainer out.
You could see on that warm-up pitch that he twisted his ankle over, and a lot of times it could be something with the mound, the landing spot. You see Buchholz kicking around there now too, and you have two different pitchers on the mound that have different stride lengths. Could be just getting beat up, and that landing foot down the slope of the mound could be landing awkwardly.
Well, this mound has never been a problem for Clay Buchholz throughout his career. He is 8-3 for his career.
Watch that landing foot now. It's his left foot as it strides out there. That looked okay there, but he's still not feeling comfortable, which tells me it's not that landing, but maybe it's something else, whether it's in his lower half.
2-2 pitch. Tolley grounds it to Pedroia. One down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Bryce Harper's 22 years old. He had 2 consecutive multi-home run games where he had 5 home runs. He had a walk-off home run yesterday beating the Braves. And it's really interesting that he is really swinging the bat well, hitting the home runs. He's only the 5th player to hit at least 6 home runs and drive in 12 or more runs over a span of 3 games. The other players to do it, it's an impressive list. Tony Lazzeri in 36, Ralph Kiner in 47, Manny Ramirez in 98, and Sean Green in 2002.
When Bryce Harper gets hot, he gets very hot. That's a very talented young man. We've seen him in spurts, but this is off the charts.
Yeah, he is on fire, just getting comfortable. He's only 22 years old. There's a good changeup, and going strikes out 2 out. Well, Buchholz, whatever was bothering him doesn't appear to be affected by it.
Looks like a good changeup. You see his whole hand on that baseball, almost like a palm ball, but great movement on the pitch, great deception with the arm speed. But you see that ball tailing down and away from the left-handed hitting Goins. He's out front.
Harper with that RBI today for the Nationals has 28 on the season. He's 1 behind Giancarlo Stanton of Miami. Stanton with 29 leads the National League. Devin Travis is 0 for 1 with a walk. Buchholz issued 3 walks in the first, but kept the Blue Jays off the scoreboard. He got a double play to help him out. There's a drive down the right field line. Jackie Bradley Jr. swiped at it, but it's off his glove, and Travis will end up at second. Devin Travis getting that stroke back. That'll be his 8th double of the season.
Travis got himself into a good hitter's count. He gets a fastball from Buchholz right over the plate. Does a nice job staying behind this baseball, letting it travel. Takes it the other way. He lets the ball get deep in his stance. It's a very nice piece of hitting, not trying to do too much ahead in the count. Little misplay by Jackie Bradley Jr. That's the type of thing that can lead a double into an extra base, but Travis is content at second.
So the Blue Jays extend their streak to 29 straight games with a double. Josh Donaldson 0 for 2 so far. Donaldson comes to the plate with a pretty good game plan. He'll take the information from his first 2 at bats and his previous experience against a particular pitcher, and he'll narrow it down to a pitch or 2.
He may be sitting on the cutter here this at bat. I missed one on the first pitch. Buchholz is good with that cutter when he can keep it on that outside corner away from right-hand hitters. He just tries to stay off of their barrel. But when he misses, it's really just a spinning BP fastball at about 88, 89 miles per hour. Donaldson may be looking for one of those mistakes here, 2-0.
We got one right out over the plate. Center cut and just fouled it off.
That is exactly what he was looking for. A little backup cutter that did not do much. But Josh missed his pitch, but again, he won't abort his plan right here. He'll stay on that pitch. We'll see if he stays on it through the whole at bat, but I'm sure he's going to stay looking out over the plate and away.
A tough pitch, might have been down. See where it is on pitch trackers. It's down out of the zone.
Looks down, such a big pitch. Now the count goes even, 2-2. Otherwise, Donaldson could be ahead 3-1 right here.
Boy, those missed calls really swing the at bat in the pitcher's favor. Off-speed pitch pulled foul. Donaldson had to protect for 2 strikes.
Catcher Sandy Leon's going to go have a word with Buchholz right now just to confirm their game plan here against this hitter with a 6-1 lead. You're not pitching around anybody. Even though Bautista's on deck, he still wants to attack Donaldson to get him here. I think he wants to confirm exactly how they want to go about doing that. That looked like a changeup that he went there, 2-2.
With Donaldson's addition, the Blue Jays have 3 of the best power hitters in all of baseball. Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion. Bogaerts broke in behind Travis at second, but Buchholz didn't make a throw.
That's why you don't want to be pitching around anybody and adding more base runners. You've got a 6-1 lead. I think Sandy Leon's going to say, let's stay out there, stay away, whether it's the cutter, whatever it is. Use the big, make Josh use the big part of the ballpark. If he hits it out straight away, it's still a 6-3 ball game.
There's a drive, and nobody's going to get this one. Here comes Travis. He's going to score. Donaldson will coast into second with an RBI double. A 2-out ribby for Donaldson.
Well, the veteran Donaldson won the at-bat. It looked like Buchholz may have won that discussion with his catcher, Sandy Leon. He came back again with the changeup. Maybe gone to the well a little too often, but you can see what this changeup does. Little movement, but right down and in on Donaldson, covering a lot of the plate, and he hammers this ball into the open gap.
You throw a good hitter a 2-strike changeup, it better be a dandy.
And it better be down in the zone, bouncing.
Bautista with a mighty swing. All these great RBI guys like Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion, they shorten up with 2 strikes. And if you're going to throw them an off-speed pitch, it better be a good one. Bouncing ball, Bogaerts at short. Takes his time, and the inning is over, but the Blue Jays score a run. They cut into that lead. 6-2 Boston, and now we head to the 6th. Here comes the Home Hardware cleanup crew. Brought to you by Natura, Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products.
MLB All-Star ballot. The game goes July 14th in Cincinnati. Help make Bautista, Travis, Russell Martin, Josh Donaldson, and Edward Encarnacion starters for the American League. Fans are allowed to vote a maximum of 25 times per email address. Vote early and vote often. Go to BlueJays.com to do just so. Buck?
Great opportunity to help the Blue Jays get to the All-Star game, Barry, so make sure you check out the ballot, log online, and you can vote for the Blue Jays. Jackie Bradley Jr. has grounded to first twice so far. They checked down at third with Sean Barber, the third base umpire, and he indicated no swing. This is popped up behind shortstop. Goins calls for it. 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. He's got an update. .988 to be exact on that earned run average for Bud Norris, and it has been a disappointing season. He's 1-3 going into this game, and he's been roughed up again. Catcher Sandy Leon with the ball on the strike.
That's where you just wonder, is that Orioles staff as good as they showed last year, or did they exceed expectations?
This is popped up. Donaldson into foul territory near the coach's box. Makes the catch. 2 down.
The 2015 Honda CR-V is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays and Motor Trend's 2015 Sport Utility of the Year.
Queens Quay Terminal down on the shores of Lake Ontario. Sunday afternoon, Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. Where in the 6th inning, Boston scored 4 runs in the top half of the first. They added 2 more in the 5th. Blue Jays had a single run in the 4th and 5th. Mookie Betts got it all started. He tripled off the glove of Kevin Pillar in right center in his first at bat. There's a high fly into right. It's shallow. Travis out. Carrera calls for it. Makes the catch. And Dickey is through the 6th. 3 up, 3 down. The Blue Jays trail by 4. Encarnacion, Pillar, and Colabello against Buchholz.
Over at Sportsnet to answer your Twitter questions. It's the Xani Twitter Takeover. Tuesday, during the 5th inning, tweet your questions to @Sportsnet. And guys, of all the pink that we see in the ballpark tonight, I don't think anyone can come close to that attire we see on Mr. Greg Zahn tonight.
It's a lot of pink, that's for sure, Barry. And it's appropriate here on Mother's Day. Rogers Center is decked out in pink. All the players wearing pink accessories, if you will.
Shoes, wristbands, armbands, batting gloves.
Off the plate to Encarnacion. That's the way the bottom of the 6th begins. Edwin scored the first run for the Blue Jays in the 4th. Boy, that was a mighty swing for sure. Lost his footing and fell down in the batter's box.
Edwin does not get cheated. You see him take this hack right here. He lost that foothold with his back foot. Right foot there. Hitters most oftentimes come up on their toes, sometimes come up even off their toes on the back foot. Lost his balance in the follow through.
There's that cutter in a great spot just off the plate outside. Whatever was bothering Clay Buchholz, it doesn't appear to be an issue any longer. Not that deep. Mookie Betts stumbled a minute, makes the catch. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. The moms here at Rogers Center getting the special treatment on their special day. Kevin Pillar was robbed of a base hit in the fourth by Dustin Pedroia on a ground ball. Looked like it was headed into right field. Coming into this game, Kevin has hit .298 over his last 12 games. 14 for 47, including 6 extra base hits. Up and away, and he strikes out. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Buchholz.
Kevin just chasing up and out of the zone. We saw him do that a little bit more last year. He's been much better at this year, but that's that cutter from Buchholz. Just tries to get it off the plate away, entices the hitter to swing at it by elevating it. Ball's closer to a hitter's eyes, so it looks pretty good, but just cannot get to it.
2 down. Chris Colabello's 2 for 2 today. Colabello's now 9 for 16 since joining the Blue Jays. Buchholz starting to make some real quality pitches now in the middle innings.
Location and movement, two of the most important things for me as a catcher receiving pitches, and right now Buchholz is finding the groove. The velocity comes last. If a guy's a high-powered guy and he has location and movement, those are the very special ones, but Buchholz is right on right now.
Colabello pokes it into right. Jackie Bradley Jr. trapped it. Colabello is 3 for 3. Second base umpire Sam Holbrook went out to make the play and had a good call, good vantage point as Bradley Jr. trapped that ball. Colabello a perfect day at the plate.
Another pretty good pitch by Buchholz. He gets it out there. Colabello just stays on that, gets it off the end of the bat. Jackie Bradley gets a good jump, but just not able to come up with it. A little short hop.
2-out single now. Ezekiel Carrera.
Carrera knows Blue Jays need base runners, even though there's 2 outs. If he can drop a bunt down for a base hit right here. See Pablo come running in, but he's got him playing shallow. That opens things up when you're a speed guy like Carrera. Opens some holes up in the infield.
Ball on the strike. Blue Jays trying to claw their way back into this ballgame. They trail by 4. Colabello is 3 for 3. He's at first with a 2-out single. Off-speed pitch pulled foul. Josh Torrey is on deck. if Carrera could reach, then Gibbons has an opportunity to use Justin Smoke possibly.
Russell Martin on the bench today getting a day off, but he would be available if needed, of course, to get behind the dish.
Carrera's had some pitches to hit in this at bat.
Gibbons had the opportunity to play Martin today. He's had success against Clay Buchholz, but he said he really just wants to give him the day, keep Tolley with R.A. Dickey for now, not break things up. And Russell's been swinging a hot bat too. He's been running the bases a lot, even though Thursday was an off day.
This is chopped off the mound. Buchholz will fire to first just in time to get Carrera, and that ends the bottom of the sixth. We go to the seventh. Clay Buchholz with a 6-2 lead over the Jays.
Great seats, the TD Comfort Zone, where we have guests of TD and a little girl braiding mom's hair. Happy Mother's Day. Gotta love the treatment the kids give their moms on Mother's Day. Well, let's check out the Jays Community Care Corner Clubhouse and our honorary MLB Batgirl Contest nominees, a campaign to recognize incredible fans who are going to bat against breast cancer in their daily lives. Guys, I think we've all had somebody, a friend or a relative that has gone through it, and it's always good to see the awareness that we're raising, especially here today on Mother's Day.
It sure is, Barry. Baseball's done a terrific job of raising awareness and raising money. All of the pink items you see on the field, the bats and balls, and some of the shoes will be on the MLB.com site as they're up for auction. This is the Major League debut for Ryan Tepera.
Exciting day for this young man. 8 games for the Bisons. Allowed just 1 earned run over 15 2/3 innings of work, striking out 17, walking just 5.
Throws a first pitch strike to Dustin Pedroia. Tepera has been a starter up until last year. They moved him to the bullpen in 2014, and he really flourished out of the pen. Pedroia drives it to center. Pilar is there, 1 down. So Ryan Tepera is in the books as a big leaguer.
He's a big leaguer. How about his debut? He's going to face Dustin Pedroia, David Ortiz, and Hanley Ramirez. I think no matter how this turns out, he's going to remember this day for an awful long time.
Oh, how about his mom with a chance to say, my son got his big league debut on Mother's Day?
Pretty cool.
He's 27 years old. He's from Lake Jackson, Texas. So he'll be going back home to Texas on this next road trip. He went to school at Sam Houston State University in Huntsville, Texas, and was drafted by the Blue Jays in the 19th round of 2009. David Ortiz with a ball and a strike. Ortiz is 0 for 2 with a walk. R.A. Dickey gives up 6 runs on 7 hits, a pair of home runs, and interesting again, he didn't have a strikeout today after not striking out a batter last time out against the Yankees. This is a high pop-up and playable, a mile high. Encarnacion into foul territory, waits on it, and Ortiz is retired. Tepera, 2 quick outs, and boy, you talk about putting a couple of big names in your book for your first big league outing. Pedroia Ortiz and now Hanley Ramirez.
Got a good arm. That fastball's up around 94 miles per hour. Slider and changeup, 3 quality pitches. We've seen them all already.
(6-2) Boston. Ramirez has scored a couple of runs this afternoon. See, all of these Red Sox wanting to take a look at Tepera. First time they have seen him, of course.
I would say advantage pitcher right now, coming up with a good arm. Hitters not seeing him before.
Bouncing ball. What a play by Donaldson. He throws to first. Oh my. Donaldson going to his left. Got a tricky hot plate it behind his body. And Ryan Tepera gets a good defensive play in his first inning in the big leagues. Good extension with the glove. Turns and fires a strike to end the inning.
The world's best baseball stories. Sign up at nextissue.ca/baseball and get an extended 60-day free trial. Good to see the mums and kids out on the field doing the 7th inning stretch today.
It is a special day, Mother's Day, and they welcome some moms down on the field to go through the OK Blue Jays routine. A good crowd on hand. The Blue Jays had 42,917 for yesterday's day game. Looks like about the same crowd here this afternoon. Josh Tolley, Ryan Goins, and then Devin Travis for the Blue Jays as they trail by 4. The looper behind first base, and that's going to drop. Bounces over Jackie Bradley's head. Tolley will stop at second with a leadoff double.
Well, this time Buchholz does throw that cutter inside to the left-handed hitting Tolley. That gets in on his hands, but he could not have placed it out there any better. Bradley misplays this ball a little bit, letting it get over his head. Tolley's able to get himself a double.
Ball gets over Bradley's head, but totally stops at second. Leadoff double. Number 9 hitter's Ryan Goins. Goins hacks at that first pitch.
Buchholz really has not given up a whole lot of hard hit balls against the Blue Jays today, and that's another one. It's a hit, but just a blooper.
Clay Buchholz pitching into the 7th. Blue Jays have gotten 7 hits off of Buchholz. Clay Buchholz went 7 innings in his first outing of the season in Philadelphia. Season opening day start. He shut out the Phillies on just 3 hits, struck out 9, but he has not gone 7 innings in any of his other 5 starts. 0-2 to Goins. Trying to come inside and missed badly upstairs. 1-2. Goins, as we mentioned earlier, has hit well against Buchholz. He's now 7 for 16 against the Red Sox right-hander.
Ryan trying to turn this lineup over again. We hear hitting coach Brooke Jacoby talk about that all the time. At the bottom of the order for these guys, Josh Thole just did it. If Ryan can find his way on, try to set that table for the big boys at the top.
Covers that outside pitch. Red Sox bullpen is working. That's Junichi Tozawa. He's the setup man. You can see Koji Uehara on the left of your screen. He's the closer. He's starting to loosen up as well. Sandy Leon and Buchholz couldn't get their heads together on the next pitch, so Leon went out to the mound.
The trick too is that when you give a sequence of signs, if the pitcher doesn't like it, shakes it, you've got to give another sequence most times. If he doesn't like that, it takes a long time. You're going to get the hitter to step out.
Well, of course, the Red Sox are without 2 of their regular catchers. Ryan Hannigan, he had surgery on his hand after he got hit by a pitch, or got hit by a foul tip. Two and two. That's Carl Willis, who has just joined the Red Sox today. He has been hired as the pitching coach to replace Juan Nieves, who was let go on Thursday. Bouncing ball. Pedroia takes the high hop on the play. Thole goes to third, 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Jamie, that's a big number, of course, 14 strikeouts. He hasn't walked a batter, and he's only thrown 91 pitches.
That is efficient. We talked about his stuff.
So Clay Buchholz will not face the lineup a 4th time this afternoon. He's out of the ball game. Junichi Tozawa will come in to face the top of the order with 1 on and 1 out. pitcher to the ball game is the right-hander Junichi Tozawa, making his 15th appearance of the season. He has faced the Blue Jays in 2 games this season, a total of 1 2/3 innings.
Tozawa pitching to just a 2.03 ERA, 4 walks and 11 strikeouts in his 13 1/3 innings of work. He's allowed runs in 3 of his last 6 appearances after beginning the year with 8 scoreless innings pitched.
Tozawa is a terrific setup man, but for some reason, the Blue Jays absolutely wear him out. He's given up 23 career home runs, 9 to the Blue Jays.
John Farrell have those numbers?
John Farrell's been on both sides of those numbers. Tozawa gave up a home run to Josh Donaldson in the series at Fenway Park earlier in the season. But his career numbers, the Blue Jays have hit .351 against Tozawa.
Fastball will be around 94. He's got a curveball slider and that split finger that he likes to put hitters away with.
Devin Travis doubled in the 5th. Josh Tolle at 3rd. He doubled to start the inning. 0-2. Upstairs.
Try to overthrow that ball a little bit. You could see the catcher Sandy Leon wanted the fastball elevated, but that to me is just a setup pitch. Good chance we see that split finger down. We'll see where Sandy Leon goes with this one. There it is.
Ground ball. Tolle's going to come in to score. Travis is out at first. But the Blue Jays cash in the base runner from 3rd with less than 2 outs. For Travis, that's his 25th ribby of the season. And now it's a 3-run game. Clay Buchholz, that run will be charged to Buchholz. That'll close the book on him. This is Josh Donaldson. We mentioned the home run Tozawa gave up to Donaldson. Off the plate. 2-0. Well, this is the Blue Jays version of Murderer's Row.
This is their last shot here through the lineup, and John Farrell went to the bullpen. You don't necessarily want to see your starter go through this part of the lineup a 4th time after these hitters have had 3 good looks at him.
Donaldson, Bautista, Encarnacion. Tozawa's got a little bit better fastball than we saw earlier in the season. Good call. Off the plate. Donaldson didn't offer. 3-1 now.
I think Tozawa wanted that call. Pitchers want that call, even if it's a baseball off the corner on the outside there. They want that call. It's a big pitch. They know now at 3-1, Josh Donaldson's in the driver's seat. They have to be extra careful. And again, knowing who's coming up behind Donaldson.
Deep drive to right. Jackie Bradley Jr. has room on the warning track, and he makes the catch. The inning is over. The Blue Jays add a run in the 7th. They score a run on a ground ball out. We'll go to the 8th. Boston with a 6-3 lead.
for families, and yesterday was no exception. The next one goes Saturday, May 23rd, when the Blue Jays host the Mariners. It's presented by Boston Pizza. Special price tickets in the 200 and 500 level outfield seats. After the game, kids 14 and under can run the bases just like the pros. Go to BlueJays.com for more. Buck?
Seattle Mariners, a little bit of a disappointing start to their season. They're 13 and 17. The big slugger, Nelson Cruz, hasn't had any problems. He leads the American League in home runs and RBIs. And he's third with a .347 batting average. Ryan Tepera, in his first big league game, retired the side in order. And he can tell his grandkids, yeah, the first three big league hitters I got, Pedroia, Ortiz, and Ramirez.
No problem.
Sandoval homered in the fifth. 2-run home run, little insurance for the Red Sox, and obviously now at this point that was a big hit. R.A. Dickey gave up 2 home runs in the game, and that's been one problem for him here in this ballpark. He has really done a good job of keeping the opponent's batting average down. But this is such a hitter-friendly ballpark. When they do square up that knuckleball, it's tough to keep it in the yard.
And these are the types of hitters that can do it. Mike Napoli not having a great start to this season, but always dangerous for the long ball.
Ground ball pulled to second. Short hop by Travis. 1 down. Now it's time for the drive of the game. It's presented by the 2015 Honda CR-V, Motor Trend's 2015 Sport Utility of the Year.
And R.A. Dickey was 1 pitch from getting out of this jam in the first inning, but Mike Napoli hit this knuckleball that stayed up in the zone about belt high. It was his 3rd home run of the season, put the Red Sox up 4-0 in the top of the first inning.
Napoli's 3rd homer of the season. Ryan Tepera. Up and in. Dickey did not record a strikeout this afternoon in his 6 innings of work, and he has gone 63 straight plate appearances without a strikeout. So curious when you think about his history of racking up strikeouts. And it appears as though the knuckleball's still moving pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think movement was a problem. And you said it earlier, Buck. I didn't see the command that we saw against the Yankees on Monday. He was a little bit more erratic today, but still very effective. Really, if you look at those 2 swings, 2 long balls really hurt him today.
Napoli fouls it off the catcher's glove. R.A. Dickey, another 6-inning effort for Dickey. 7 hits, 2 of those providing most of the damage. A 3-run homer in the first and a 2-run homer in the 5th. And once again, didn't record a strikeout. 2nd consecutive outing. He didn't have a strikeout over 8 innings against the Yankees on Monday.
Both homers coming with 2 outs too. Already knowing you're, as a pitcher, you're 1 pitch away from getting out of that inning. Couldn't do it in the 1st or the 5th.
Tepera has his first big league strikeout, and they threw the ball into the dugout for his trophy case.
Well, he's got a very good arm, this young man. He's up around 94 miles per hour with the fastball. This is a little slider that he gets Napoli pulling off. Once Josh Toley's going to save the baseball for him, and he'll bring that home with him. Good pitch down and away, getting Napoli out front.
Tanner Bogaerts has gone 0 for 3 so far. As we mentioned, Ryan Tepera began his professional career as a starter. And they moved into the bullpen last year, and it seems to be a good fit.
And a lot of these pitchers that are in that 94 mile per hour range, sometimes as starters they can't quite get it up like that. We've seen it with Liam Hendricks as a starter. He was more 90-91 with his other pitches. Get him in the bullpen and you see 93s and 94s can be a little bit more effective if he locates the baseball. Tepera's been very good here in his debut.
Oh, a good breaking ball there that Bogaerts laid off of. Had a little more depth Hewitt. Tepera told me when he arrived he's been dreaming of this day since he was 5.
How many times you've been in the playground playing with your friends in the backyard and imagining pitching in the big leagues?
Fly ball into right. Carrera is there. What a debut for Ryan Tepera. 2 solid innings, 6 up, 6 down. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zorn.
Jays Country Day. The Mariners are in town at 107, and for the first 20,000 fans, you'll receive a Blue Jays trucker hat. Special appearances by Chad Brownlee and Gord Bamford. Tickets are available at BlueJays.com. And is Jose Bautista really that big?
He is a big man once he steps into the batter's box, that's for sure. Country Day, always a popular promotion here at Rogers Center, and Bautista will lead things off here in the 8th. Blue Jays trail by 3. Hits are even at 7 apiece. Difference in the game of those 2 home runs. Ryan Tepera made his big league debut, and it was a good one. There's his Buffalo teammate, Chris Colabello, congratulating him. 6 up, 6 down in his first big league outing.
This is a day Ryan Tepera will never, ever forget.
Ball and strike to Bautista. 2-1.
Everyone in that dugout has toiled through the minor leagues, and that's a long haul for most of them. Some get there sooner than others, but a lot of fun when that hard work and perseverance pays off for guys coming up through the minors.
Bautista starts things off with a single to left. Big part of the batting order for the Jays. Bautista's aboard for a second time today.
Jose got this ball off the end of the bat, but he's able to stay through it long enough, and that's why it's so important to have that swing plane, to have that bat through the hitting zone. Catches it just out front. You can hear the bat break, but for hitters that pull off that ball too soon, go a little side to side, that's either a roll over to third base or a swing and a miss. Jose stays on that and gets himself a base hit.
Bautista's one of the best of keeping that barrel in the zone and extending right through it, and that time it paid off with a base hit. Edwin Encarnacion has singled in 2 official at-bats. He goes after the first pitch and pops it down the left side, and that's into the seats. He's going to need a new bat as well.
It looks like coming off the bat that it's a potential home run ball. The fans get a little excited, but you can hear that bat crack right on contact. Pitch from Tazawa working in on the hands of Edwin. Generally what you want to do to big power hitters is get that ball inside.
Junichi Tazawa ended the game with 1 out in the 7th. Retired the 2 batters he faced to end the inning. Way outside. The Blue Jays know Tazawa well. Encarnacion has 10 at-bats against Tazawa. And considering he's a setup guy, it probably is 1 at-bat at a time.
Going back, slider away. Oh, and did he ever hang it? That's a situation where Edwin's not looking for a slider. If you are, you could hit that ball 9 miles. That was such a bad pitch, it turned out well for Tazawa. The last thing you want to do is hang a breaking ball in the inner part of the plate, but it was so bad and backed up so much, Edwin was actually fooled.
Ground ball. Sandoval goes to second. Pedroia back to first. Double play. Third double play turned by Boston this afternoon.
The 2015 Honda CR-V is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays and Motor Trend's 2015 Sport Utility of the Year.
Welcome back to Rogers Center on Mother's Day. Blue Jays wrapping up this homestand. This is a 6th and final game. They played 3 against the Yankees and 3 against the Red Sox. Kevin Pillar's gone 0 for 3 this afternoon. This is popped up over near the seats. Napoli on the warning track stays with it and makes the play. The double play leads to a 1-2-3 inning. We'll go to the 9th. Boston with a 6-3 lead.
Watch the Blue Jays take on the Yankees. Prize includes round-trip accommodation, spending money, and a VIP ballpark tour. Contest closes May 17th. Enter today at BlueJays.com. Buck, do you think the winner will find something to do with that spending money in New York?
Absolutely. You can do a lot with that in New York, and I think that VIP tour Yankee Stadium is pretty special as well. Chance to see the monuments out beyond the wall in center field. Great opportunity for a good trip to the Big Apple. We have reached the 9th. Brett Cecil into the ballgame. This is the first time he's pitched since Wednesday against the Yankees.
In his 12 games, even 4 ERA. He's thrown 9 innings this season. 31 of his last 33 appearances have been scoreless. However, Cecil's given up 4 earned runs on 7 hits over his last 8 games, covering 6 1/3 innings.
Ryan Tepera, 2 perfect innings, including his first big league strikeout of Mike Napoli. Jackie Bradley Jr. takes the pitch outside. The Blue Jays bullpen this homestand has pitched extremely well. 17 1/3 innings pitched, just 5 hits, 1 earned run. And they have 14 strikeouts. And it's interesting, Joe, every time you see the starters start to pitch well, the bullpen follows suit.
Well, I think it does. It rubs off on one another. It's almost a little competition. The guys up front start getting the job done, and there's a lot of pride here. And these guys in the bullpen, they know how things have started this season. They want to be a lot better.
There's that good curveball from Cecil.
And as a staff, I'm sure the message from Pete Walker is that if we pitch decently at all with our offense, we can compete in this division. There's no question. And with the pitching issues they've had early in the season, that's really created a lot of the problems. But we've seen that change this week here in this homestand.
Good fastball from Cecil ties up Jackie Bradley Jr. Bradley was just called up from AAA Pawtucket. He has gone 0 for 4 in his first game. That curveball got away from Cecil.
I think especially with the pitching situation really overall in the AL East, everyone having their troubles. The Yankees the best of the bunch right now.
It's going to reach the seats. Foul. Well, that seems to be the biggest void in the American League East, is an ace. There doesn't seem to be a dominant ace, except now when you consider the health of Michael Pineda with the Yankees. Pineda today, a terrific outing against Baltimore. He now has 16 strikeouts, no walks in 7 innings.
Yeah, he's been outstanding and certainly showed that against the Blue Jays here this week at Rogers Center. He's probably got the best stuff. You look at Tampa, of course, they've got a couple of great arms, but now Alex Cobb was due back. That's not looking good.
Bradley strikes out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Terrific start for Michael Pineda, and he has done it with just 111 pitches. That's a lot of strikeouts for just over 100 pitches. Sandy Leon is a switch hitter, batting right-handed for the first time this afternoon. He had a base hit in the second. He's 1 for 3. That's cued off the end of the bat. There's going to be a lot of spin on that ball. Cecil is there, and 2 down. Well, the Blue Jays will head out to Baltimore after this game, and they'll start a 3-game series. Marco Estrada will be on the mound for the Blue Jays. He'll be opposed by Ubaldo Jimenez, who's off to a good start. He's 2-2 with a .236 earned run average. That's the first of 3. It'll be Burley and Sanchez for the Blue Jays in the other 2 games. Chris Tillman and Miguel Gonzalez, the best the Orioles have to offer.
Estrada just getting his first start here this week after coming out of the bullpen. He's really looking forward to that next start to build off that pitch count and hopefully go deeper in the ballgame.
Estrada went 4 2/3 in his start against Michael Pineda and the Yankees. This is Mookie Betts, the leadoff man. Betts got the Sox rolling in the first. He hit a triple to the alley in right center, came in to score the first run of the ballgame. Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth, Chris Colabello, Ezekiel Carrera, and Josh Tolley, scheduled batters. Blue Jays have the switch hitter Justin Smoke on their bench. Chase is throwing the ball well.
That's a good cutter right there. His fastball will be around 92. He's got the curveball, cutter, and changeup. He'll use all four. We know that curveball is his bread and butter when it comes to looking for a strikeout. We'll see if he goes to it right here.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Wouldn't chase that fastball up and away.
See what Tolley's thinking there. You come inside with the cutter, then go back away and try to lock him up on that outside corner with the fastball.
Red Sox closer Koji Uehara loosening up Tozawa with an inning and 2/3 of 1-hit relief. Tiso misses with that 3-2 pitch. Betts is aboard with the walk. He's the first base runner against the Blue Jays bullpen this afternoon. Tepera had 2 perfect innings. Cecil retired the first 2 and now loses Betts. Steve Delabar loosening for the Blue Jays. Dustin Pedroia, the second baseman. Oh, they got him picked up. Mookie Betts walked with 2 outs, and Cecil didn't hesitate. He picked him off. That ends the inning. So the Blue Jays will bat in the bottom of the ninth. Good pickoff by Cecil. He's got Mookie Betts going the wrong way. Blue Jays down by 3. The Red Sox closer, Koji Uehara, who is 5 for 6 in save opportunities this season.
Uehara has been absolutely outstanding in 8 games. A 2.45 ERA. He has not walked a batter yet this season. 11 strikeouts in his 7 1/3 innings of work. Uehara used 13 pitches to record his 5th save of the season in a 1-2-3 9th Tuesday against Tampa Bay. It was his 3rd straight scoreless appearance.
Chris Colabello, he's had quite a week. Got called up from AAA this week on this homestand. And Colabello has a 3-hit game. He's already had a 4-hit game this homestand, his first of his career. First pitch splitter from Uehara. Back-to-back splitters. Colabello had a 4-hit game in his second game. That was on Wednesday night against the Yankees. 3 more hits today. Danny Valencia has grabbed a bat. He's on deck. Uehara strikes out Colabello.
Well, John Gibbons going with the right-handers here. Uehara has absolutely owned left-handers, hitting just 100 against him. Righty's hitting 267, better chance, and it's this pitch right here, even though he got Colabello. That's the one he especially uses against left-handers, but it's a neutralizing split-finger fastball. Fastball is only around 88, but with that split finger, it's a devastating combo.
They were concerned about Uehara's velocity early in the season, but it has seemed to get back to normal. Danny Valencia pinch hitting is 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter so far this season. Ezekiel Carrera, the right fielder, went 0 for 3 before Valencia is batting for him here in the ninth. Tough pitch, down and away.
Some hitters will describe the split finger from Uehara almost as a parachute. It looks like it gets to the hitting zone and just dives down.
Bouncing ball. Tough hop for Sandoval. Strong throw in time. Blue Jays down to their final out. Josh Tolley doubled and scored in the 7th. Red Sox scored 4 runs in the top of the first and never looked back. Interesting how one play may have turned the whole game around. Mookie Betts, the first batter of the game, hit a ball in the alley in right center. Pilar had it in his glove after he dove for it, but then it popped out once he hit the turf. Could have changed the whole complexion of this game.
And you know that's exactly the way Kevin Pilar is going to be talking after this game. He takes an awful lot of pride in his defense, and he has been simply outstanding in the Blue Jays outfield this year. He got to the ball. I didn't think he had a chance. He got to it, had it in his glove, but just dropped it when he made contact with the turf.
3-0 to Tolley. Justin Smoke is on deck. He will bat for Ryan Goins if Tolley can reach. Didn't have to be his strike.
Got the 3-0 automatic.
Popped up behind home. Leon over near the dugout, but it's out of play. Russell Martin with Tolley behind the plate getting a day off. There's a close pitch. It goes into Blue Jays' favor, and that'll bring Justin Smoke to the plate. Smoke, a switch hitter, will pinch hit for Ryan Goins. Smoke as a pinch hitter, 1 for 4. Trying to keep the inning alive and turn the lineup over. Smoke's only faced Uehara once, and he's hit a home run.
Well, you have to believe against Uehara, you're going to see the split finger, and you wonder how many hitters just going to go in there and sit on that pitch. Smoke coming off the bench may be just doing that, looking for him to leave one up and out over the plate.
Ground ball. Bogarts on the second base side of the bag will end the ball game. The Red Sox win the finale to salvage a game in this 3-game series. Mike Napoli with a big blow in the first inning, a 3-run home run as the Red Sox scored 4 in the first. The Blue Jays disappointed with the outcome today, but they finished up 4-2 on the homestand.
Well, it's a pretty good homestand against 2 division rivals, both the Yankees and the Red Sox, to win both series. Those are huge pluses, especially coming off that road trip and especially off that devastating loss in Cleveland on Sunday. This is a good sign for the Blue Jays. They're starting to pitch better. That is going to be huge in how they move forward. This lineup's going to score runs.
The Blue Jays lose 6-3 on the final game of this series. We'll be back at it tomorrow night from Baltimore. Thanks for watching. Here's Blue Jays Central, Jamie Campbell and Greg Zong.